versions, the war against modern satanic translations, the NIV, the New King James, the Message Bible, the Living Bible. We have manuscripts. We have history. We have giants. We have goats. And we have mythology.
Hello, welcome to the Gail Charts episode. So, for the next 11 episodes, we will be filling out this chart. How much fun can you have? This is all dedicated to the greatest author on this planet, Gail Ripplinger, New Age Bible Versions. Written way back in 1993. It's totally irrelevant, except for the minor fact that the King James Version only movement is a pain in the butt now, with Stephen L. Anderson, Tommy McMurtry, Matthew Powell, and others trying to tell Trump to reverse the laws on transgender rights and gay rights and stuff like that. So if it wasn't for that, it would be a total dead subject to study. And of course Kent Hovind is King James Version alias. He's still going. He's still debating Apologia and others. Wow. Still harping on his one banjo string. So the Gail charts. This is what it's all about. The Gail charts. So we have manuscripts history. This is Gail Ripplinger's unique version of how manuscripts are written, what they're about, what they say, what they do, what they believe, who wrote them, where they were found. None of that exists in her world. So according to her, this book doesn't exist. This is the Septuagint. The Old Testament, the Torah, was translated into Greek in about the 2nd century BCE for the Jews that were living in Egypt. But screw that, that's a fact, screw facts. It doesn't exist because she needs it not to exist for a conspiracy theory. Very similar to space doesn't exist because flat earthers can't have a space because then they could send satellites up that don't exist to take photos of Earth which are all CGI. Very similar. The more you study different cults, the more everything falls into place. What you find in one cult, Flat Earth, you find in another cult, the King James Version alias cult. So it's all the same. Geography. This is where countries don't have to exist where countries exist. So Egypt could be in South America somewhere. Babylon could be in the middle of China. It doesn't matter. As long as her conspiracy theory works, countries can exist where she wants them to exist. Easy. Number 3, history. So screw what happened in history. Screw that. Her unique view of what happened in history can be anything. You can have Napoleon having cups of tea with Julius Caesar. I mean, it doesn't matter. What we learn in history class does not matter. It's not relevant. Okay, my favorite one, guidance and technology. So far we've got time travel. Now I'm choosing whether it's Doctor Who time travel in the TARDIS or Doc Brown in the DeLorean. So for her conspiracy theory to work, people have to travel back in time, alter documents or do something, and then travel forward in time. So the Philadelphia experiment, but over thousands of years. So I would like to know where this time travel machine exists. I know H.G. Wells might have created it in real life, which is why he wrote the book. Yeah, whatever. Gangwage. So, forget how languages work. Forget what languages, how they work, what their words mean, how to structure sentences. Forget that. Throw that out the window. It does not exist in Gail's world. So, our word, pamplemousse, I think it means grape or something. That's from Harry Levine. But pamplemousse can mean a tree of some kind if she wants it to mean that. She doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Gulling, so throw spelling out the window. She scammed a few hundred people out of money to publish this book, so it's self-published. There's no editor. There's no spell checker, so there's hundreds of spelling mistakes in this book. As I've said before, there's no facts in it, just the page numbers of facts, that's about it. But it's kind of funny because you have evil bands such as Metallica and Venom. you have a culture called the Muslims. It's funny as hell. And so far I've got geology. So screw biology, forget about how the body is made up, how lungs function, how blood vessels work, forget that. We got gaiology, which is whatever she wants the body to do. So the heart is up in your brain or whatever. It's totally irrelevant. Everything you know is totally irrelevant in this world. So we're going to fill this out. I know I've deleted this over the last 10 years. Stupid of me. I'm going to save this copy. It's going to go up on OneDrive. It's going to go up on Google Drive, so I don't lose it again. I hate losing it every time I come and do this project. But we're finishing this project. I'm just pumping these non-complete projects, pumping them out one by one. So how are we going to fill out the chart? We're going to be using Les Garrett. As Nicola has explained, he's the dude behind the scripture and song that we all grew up on. And I hope you enjoyed her singing. I do. She has a very nice voice. Anyway, so as in Eric Dubay's 200 Proofs That We Live on a Flat Earth, with that book, so it's the information, which is not true, is regurgitated by Mark Sargent, Anthony Riley, Nathan Oakley, Nathan Thomas, D. Marble, and all the big flat earthers. Jesus? Aussie Jesus? Yeah. And my favourite. Oh, J.M. Truth, of course. And the crazy guy, whatever his name is, forgotten. So all those people regurgitate information in a book. And so in reality, we have satellites, we have landings on the moon, we have possible travel for civilians coming up, living on hotels that orbit the Earth and stuff like that. But screw reality. If you're a flat earther, none of that's true. Gravity doesn't exist, space doesn't exist, the moon is some sort of bright light, so nobody can land on a bright light, so nobody's landed on the moon. Simple. The same way that they regurgitate Eric Dubay's garbage, a lot of people just take this garbage, this rubbish with no facts, as source material to spread their message against anything that's not the King James Version of the Bible. And the worst one for me personally is Chuck Missler, the CEO of big car company, fill in the blank here, in Detroit. General Motors, was it? Something like that. Very intelligent, and yet he made the mistake when he did the Da Vinci Code debunk, because the Da Vinci Code, the only reason it was written was to bring Satan here onto Earth. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Barry Smith was a King James Version onlyist. There's a lot of bigwigs that are. But anyway, so all they do is regurgitate the information. Well, there's not information. The words, call it words, the words in this book that are not based on anything known to humankind, they regurgitate it, word for word, verbatim. So that's what Les Garrett's going to do. This is his 2008 US tour. So we're just going to use Les regurgitating Gail Riplinger's information. You fell into the trap again. Gail Riplinger's diatribe to these people, and we'll stop and fill in the table when we need to. Gail's table via Les Garrett. So stay tuned for next episode. Yeah.